Jennifer here again. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back to talk about trimming dead ends, and I'm going to quickly show you guys how I trim mine. Do not hold on to split ends. Let it go! Let it go! In my past couple of videos, many of you asked if I cut my hair. The answer is yes. I cut my hair about a year ago. I cut the back of my hair about a year ago in that I lost my edges video. At the start of my channel, when I told you guys about how I wanted to grow out my nape and grow out the shorter pieces at the root of my hair, I said several times in those earlier videos that I'd have to eventually cut the back of my hair whenever my nape grew out so that the entire thing could be even and full. And of course, during my pregnancy, my hair grew a lot. And so by the time you guys saw me in that video, my ends were looking atrocious. It was looking really crazy. So yeah, I just went ahead and cut off 3 inches of it, and right now it's about at my bra strap, I think. So yeah, so my nape grew all the way out. Here's my nape right here. My nape grew all the way out, and so all I did was just cut the back up to even out with my nape. Way back on like my first YouTube video, my main goal was to get thicker, fuller hair. I was inspired to do this video after getting several questions in the comments on Instagram and in my email about how often I trim my ends. The questions seemed to come from people who were annoyed that their hairstylist was maybe trimming too much of their hair at trim time. And I do think that's true sometimes. The main reason that stylists try to cut split ends off as soon as possible is because they want to avoid this.
Yes, y'all, this is my hair. I found one of these a couple weeks back and I saved it just to show y'all how bad it can get.
If you don't cut split ends as soon as possible, the split is just going to travel all the way up the hair shaft and the damage is just going to get worse. Basically, when you cut off split ends, you're trying to stop the damage before it ruins the entire strand. Also keep in mind that every strand of hair on our head has an expiration date. No matter how much you moisturize, no matter how often you do your protein treatments, some strands are just going to go bad no matter what, simply because the strand is old and it's time to go. To vacate our head. Evicted. For example, I cut these few strands from the front of my hair a few weeks back. At first I was alarmed, but then I examined the rest of the hair around it, and the rest of the hair in this section was totally fine. It's just that these few strands just decided to betray me. I don't know how I missed these two during my other trims, so sometimes it happens. It's an old strand of hair. It just died. Basically, our hair just goes through a constant cycle of shedding and growing, shedding and growing, shedding and growing. So it's natural. Let it go, let it go. Disney, call me. There are some products out there that claim to repair split ends, but I've never believed that, simply because once the strand begins to split, I don't think anything can just magically glue it back together. That idea just doesn't gel for me. And I don't see those ads too much anymore, but definitely growing up, I would see commercials all the time about products that are supposed to repair split ends, but I don't think anything can repair split ends. The only thing that you can do is cut it out. But there are some good products out there that will add an extra layer of protection to your hair or an extra coating to prevent split ends from happening. And that concept makes sense to me. So basically, this is what happens when you don't trim split ends immediately. I'm going to quickly show you guys how I trim off my brittle dead ends. I do recommend that you go to a professional natural hair care stylist to trim your ends. However, I don't live near any natural hair care stylists right now, and I usually never do. We almost never end up living in a city where I have a professional natural hair stylist around. I'm going to do mine myself. One thing about split ends is that they're a little bit sneaky. They will sneak up on you, and you might not even be able to tell that you have split ends just by looking at your hair. But I can tell because my ends will feel hard and brittle. I know that my ends are splitting when they begin to feel hard. So even in pictures or when I style my hair, you guys or the public might not be able to tell, but if I feel my ends, I call it crunchy. Whenever my ends feel whenever my ends feel crunchy. Why can't I say that word? Whenever my ends feel crunchy, I know that they're about to split, or they've already split, or they're about to split, or they're trying to split. So usually my entire strand of hair will feel soft, and then when I get to the ends, if it has that crunchy feel to it, they're splitting, honey. They about to go. So I just go ahead and cut it off, because I know if I don't, the split is just going to travel all the way up. So we don't want that. And please, 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 y'all, do not lose sleep or stress out over losing 1 or 2 inches of hair. It'll grow back. Put your hair in a protective style, massage your scalp. It'll be back before you know it. All right, here we go.
Okay guys, we're gonna move to the bathroom where it's nice and bright, and I have this large mirror so that I can see good. So I'm just gonna stretch this entire section out to show you guys what I'm talking about, and just to let you see how bad my ends are. So this is what I mean by they look crunchy. Okay, so as you can see, these ends are fried and dry, honey. They are done. They gotta go. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm stretching my hair out using a ton of oil. So it's just stretched out, and I'm gonna go through piece by piece and just trim it off. Okay, so I'm just stretching my hair out with oil. And as you can see, this is where it stops right now, but that is about to change. So I'm just pulling out shed hair here. With this white wall behind me, you guys can better see how frayed my ends are. So this is what I'm looking at here. See how the ends are kind of balled up into one another? Those are dead ends. They're pretty much splitting. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. As a rule of thumb, I generally try to cut it up to the point where the hair feels soft, because when the hair feels soft, I know that they're no longer splitting. Alright, so I'm doing my best to make it about even here, but of course I know it's not going to be precise because my hair is not bone straight. So it doesn't matter. As long as the crunchy dead ends are off, I'll worry about making it even whenever I straighten my hair later on down the road. But for now, we just want these split ends gone. Okay, so I'm gonna try to give you guys a close-up here of what my ends look like so you can sort of see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, okay, so here we go. These hairs that are kind of curled into one another right here, those are split ends. It might not look like it from far away, but they're definitely splitting. I can feel them splitting. They feel hard, they feel rough, they feel coarse. So if I don't go ahead and cut those now, they're just gonna travel up the hair shaft. So you can kind of see it, but yeah, I can feel it more than anything. They're definitely splitting. So yeah, that's gone. And so now you can see here, my ends are softer. Okay, technical, okay. Let me just get this to focus. So yeah, it's softer and it looks softer too. So yeah, rule of thumb, you're gonna wanna trim it up to the point where the ends feel soft and supple. Otherwise, they're still gonna be splitting. As long as they feel hard, those are split ends. And here's the next section before I cut it. So see how they're frayed looking? And I'm just going to trim that frayed looking hard part off, up to the point where the ends feel soft. So now it feels soft and supple, and all of the hard, dried part is now cut out. And now that damage can't travel up the hair shaft any further. And now for the next section. Okay, see how dry and brittle those ends look? And here's the other one, and now we're just gonna cut those off up to the point where the hair feels soft. Okay, so now my ends are looking kind of blunt, but that's fine. All of those dead, dry ends are gone, and that's all that matters. So yeah, here's what they look like. Disgusting, right? But yeah, all of this was just hard. That's my shed hair right there, but the rest of this were just hard, dry, dead ends, and they had to go. Like, all of them were splitting. And I'm just quickly showing you guys the date of when I actually cut this, just so that I can do an update in about 2 months or so, just to let you guys see just how much it grows that fast, and to let you guys know it's not that serious. If the ends are dead and brittle, just let them go.
Let it go, let it go. And I always love how bouncy my hair is after I cut my ends. And that's another way that I can tell that they really needed to be cut. Good riddance. All right, so I think that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video, which is probably gonna be like 2 weeks because my computer has to go in the shop. Womp womp. So, see you guys then. Oh, follow me on Instagram at What Lies Beneath the Weave. Almost forgot the name of my channel.